guys, welcome once again to the introduction to the keyboard lesson 3 here at McTech Keyboard Tutorials. My name is Mark Prince. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you that have been sending me that thumbs up messages. It's very boosting. Thank you all for those messages. Today we're going to do something very simple and really quick. Just as I said in the previous video, we're going to learn how to form chords, different kinds of chords, major, minor, diminished, augmented, suspended, and all those chords. We're going to learn all of them in this lesson. So don't miss this lesson for anything. Let's start. Let's start with major chords. How do we find major chords? They are very simple. Just use the root, the major third, and then the perfect fifth note to form major chords. Don't be confused. We're going to actually learn it on the keyboard. On F, this is the root note, the third note on the major scale. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then the perfect fifth. 4, 5, and that gives you the major chord of F major. Let's try it on C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that gives you the major chord G. 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives you the major chord. If you want to know that you are actually playing the major chord, the intervals between them, the intervals is just the distance from one note to the other in a chord. So the distance or the intervals, it's 1, 2, 3 in between, 1, 2 in between. On C, 1, 2, 3 in between, 1, 2 in between. F sharp, 1, 2, 3 in between, 1, 2 in between. D major, 1, 2, 3 in between, 1, 2 in between. So it's kind of 3-2 sequence. That's how we form major chords. Let's also look at how to form minor chords. Minor chords are not that different from major chords. Just that the intervals has been interchanged. Instead of 3-2, it's 2-3. Or better still, when you're on the major chord, just reduce the major third by a half pitch, and that gives you something like that, which is C minor chord, E flat major chord, E flat minor, G major, G minor, right? A major, A minor, B flat major, B flat minor. So that's the difference between them. So it's 2 in between, 3 in between, and the major is 3 in between, 2 in between. Now let's look at what diminished chords are and how to form them. That also, you reduce the perfect fifth by a half pitch or a half note, or better still a semitone. Reduce it by a semitone when you're on the minor chord. So F major, F minor, then reduce the fifth note by a half pitch, and that gives you the diminished chord. So F major, F diminished, E flat major, E flat minor, E flat diminished, C major, C minor, C diminished, B flat major, B flat minor, B flat diminished. And that's how we form diminished chords. That one also, the interval between them is 2, 2. So this is C diminished chord. The intervals is 1, 2, and then 1, 2. 2 in between, 2 in between. So if you could remember those numbers, 2, 2, you could form any diminished chord. So if I'm here, 1, 2 in between, 1, 2 in between, then, and that actually gives me A flat diminished chord. So F sharp, 1, 2 in between, 1, 2 in between, and that gives me the F sharp diminished chord. Let's look at augmented chords, how we form augmented chords. That one also, just add half a pitch to the fifth of a major chord. And what I mean is that major chord, add a semitone to the fifth note, and that gives you something like that. So a major and then that. So that one also, the intervals is 3 3. 1 2 3, 1 2 3 in between. So 3 3 in between, and that gives you the augmented chords. So C augmented, F augmented. So 1 2 3, 1 2 3. When you want to find D flat augmented, find D flat, add half a note to that, and it gives you the augmented chords. Alright, let's move on from there to suspended chords. And these chords are my favorite because when you kind of use them in songs, it really makes it sound very relaxing and very foreign. When I am on F, on C, and instead of playing these whole notes, the suspended chords can actually relieve me from playing all these kind of notes. They are two. We have the sus2 and we have the sus4. How do you form the sus2 chord? On the major, reduce the major third by a whole note. Alright? Or better still, it's 1 2 5. So 1 in between, 4 in between. And that gives you the sus2 chord. F sus2, right? F sharp sus2, D flat sus2. And then we've also got sus4 chords, and that's the same as this, but it's like the intervals has been interchanged. Instead of the second note, hit the fourth note. So instead of this, hit the fourth note, and that's why we call it sus4, sus2, then the sus4. 1 2 3 4, the fourth note. That is it. F sus4, F sus2, F sus4, G sus2, G sus4, B flat sus2, B flat sus4. And these chords are very relieving when you use them in songs. Instead of playing it can really relieve you. Now listen to this. You can actually hear that I haven't changed the chord here, but all the notes I'm hitting on the left side harmonizes with the chord I'm playing here. To memorize all these chords. Alright, let's move on from there and then talk about major seventh chord. Major seventh. A major plus a seventh. It's really that simple. A major chord plus the seventh note on the scale. The seventh. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. The seventh note on the scale. Like that. Like that. B flat major seventh, G major seventh, G major, and then add the seventh note to it, like that. Alright, D major seventh, G major, and then add the seventh note to it. This chord is actually the combination of a major chord and a minor chord if you look at it really closely. Now, this is a major chord and that is a minor chord. That is F sharp minor chord. So a major plus a minor. Alright. Okay. Let's look at how we form minor seventh chord. You might be thinking that when I form a major chord and add the seventh to it, it is a major seventh. So when I form a minor chord and add the 7th to it, it is the minor 7th. That's not how it works. Minor chords have also got their scales 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is actually the 7th note on the minor scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is not the 7th note. This is the 7th note. So when you form the minor chord, add the 7th to it. So that is it. And this is a major 7th, and that is a minor 7th. So it's actually 1, 3, 1, 3, 5, and then 7, like that. F minor 7th, 1, 2, 3, like that. But not this, like that. G minor 7th, G minor, and then add the 7th note on the scale to it, like that. B flat minor 7th, B flat minor, and then add the 7th note to it. Let's move on from the major 7th to the dominant 7th chord, and how they are formed. The major plus, instead of the 7th, reduce it by half a pitch. Half a pitch. So instead of this, and that gives you the dominant 7th. So instead of this, reduce the 7th note like that. Instead of the 7th, like that. Instead of this, like that. Okay. Now we know what how to form major chords, minor chords, diminished chords, suspended chords, major 7th, minor 7th, dominant 7th. Lastly, we are not going to talk about it though, but at least you should know that they exist. We've got extended chords. They are the chords that include the 9th, the 11th, the 13th, you know, those kind of chords. It's really long, and as a beginner right now, what you should know are what we have learned now. So you need to build on that. In the next tutorial, what we're going to do is we're going to combine all these chords and then know how to play them. We are going to learn some basic chords that you can use to play some basics on different songs. You can use that progression to play about 20, 25, 30 songs in a row, just like that. Right? So don't miss the next tutorial. Once again, my name is Mark Prince at McTech Keyboard Tutorials. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and then share, because sharing is caring. Thank you for watching this video. Au revoir. Bye bye.